Hello again. Nice to see you. With a customer at the moment. Paul, can you take over this customer for me? I'd like to do some filming. Okay, I know exactly why you're here today. It's to learn how to do bulbs in pots and containers. Some with holes, some without. It's very important to use the right materials, and I shall show you how. First of all, I want to show you the bulbs we've got in at the moment. We've got quite a good selection, but not all of them can be potted into bowls and pots. I shall show you what types can be. It can be the muscari. You can force these indoors. Muscari, Gynodoxa, not the snowdrops, too difficult. None of these. Then we've got some tulips you can use. We won't use the tall ones, and we won't use the late ones because they can't be done indoors. But we can go with some of these. There's this one here, Red Riding Hood, grows about 8 inches high. It's called a Grigei tulip because it's got the striped leaves. And it grows about 6 to 8 inches high, and when they actually flower, they open up as a star shape. So you get twice, you get the stripy leaves, star-shaped flowers, really attractive. And you can do that with all of these. These ones here, I don't know this variety, it's very modern, but it only grows 8 inches high, it's 20 centimetres high, and they can be forced as well. We're going to go with Red Riding Hood. This nice little, I called it Heart's Delight, but they've changed the name to First. There do. We'll go with some, I won't touch hyacinths because I'm allergic to them, and I can't, they make me itch all over the place, so that's not going to happen. So we're going to go with, these are all tall. We're going to go with Muscari, my favourite. Quite an easy one. Not the white. I should go with Gynodoxa. That's a pretty little March flowering plant. And that's it for here. And then I've got some others over the other side. So I've got some loose bulbs over here we might use. The paper whites, ever so easy to grow. They will grow without being put into the dark. You can just plant them in pebbles or compost or bulb fibre, depending what container you're going to use. And they just flower from plants in about 6 to 8 weeks. They're quite easy and they're sweetly scented. I've got some paper to put down on the table outside to protect it. You should do the same with your table, you know, because it can make a mess and mark the surfaces. I've got containers with no holes. You can put the paper white in these. And for the tulips, Narcissus, we're going to use ordinary flower pots with ordinary soil. So it's containers with no holes. You use bulb fibre because the bulb fibre contains oyster shell and charcoal to keep the soil from going smelly. And these have got natural drainage sometimes. There's holes in the bottom. Right, what we need to do now is to get a medium to put into the bowls. These are the liquor for the bowls, and I'll show you pebbles in one of the containers and bulb fibre in the other containers, how to plant them properly. Come over here and I'll grab hold of the bulb fibre. It's the new peat-free version. As all compost from this year has got to be peat-free. It's good. It's a viable product, and it's better for the planet. You know, that's how you have to look at these things nowadays. And then I'm going to get some ordinary soil for the flower pots with the holes in the bottom, and we'll go from there. Here's something already got from the bucket up the top, is charcoal. This is for a natural filter for the water, stops it going smelly. Did you know that? I bet you didn't. Right, what we're going to do with the charcoal is put a little bit in the hyacinth glass, just a few drops, and then you put the water in, which I'll get in a second, up to about the neck. Right, now I'm going to use, because I'm allergic to hyacinths, I can't touch them, I'm going to use a daffodil instead, but the concept is exactly the same. It went in earlier, there we are. Right, so it goes in like so, and the water goes up to about 1/4 of an inch under the bottom of the bulb, so it's not actually touching. But when the bulb starts to push out its roots, it will make its way to the water and take up water to grow. What we're going to do is take this out, if I can. Here we go. Take out the everything, because you mustn't have anything like this in the bottom. Right, that goes back in. Skin the bulb, make sure no loose bits can go in the water and make it discolour or whatever. Take that off, pour in some water. I'm not sure if it's, it looks okay. Yeah, here's one I did earlier. Right, that is about just underneath the little base of the bulb, and the roots will actually be drawn down towards the water and then start to grow. Then this will shoot up. If it was a hyacinth, you must put it into the dark, a cool dark cupboard somewhere that's not heated. But it must be dark all the time for about 6 to 8 weeks. It's got to stay in there 2 months at least, and or until the shoot comes up about 2 inches high, and then by that time you might have lots and lots of roots showing. Then you can take it out the cupboard if it's 2 inches high and place it on a sideboard somewhere, or a windowsill, but no sun. Plenty of light, no sun, and it should normally grow in about 4 weeks after that and flower. If it's too hot, the leaves will shoot up and you won't see a flower. The flower will just go gnarly and die. But it's not a hyacinth, this is a paper white. I've never actually grown paper white in water before, but I don't see why not. I don't see why not. The only thing is, when you grow paper white, you don't put them in the dark, you put them in a cool light place, and they will flower 6 to 8 weeks from planting and come out about so high, about 16 inches high, pure white flower, sweetly scented. That's finished, so we'll put that one over there, not in the cupboard, and we'll come back to that one later on. We should go with a bowl now. We've got a glazed bowl inside and out, and we shall grow some paper white that I haven't brought out, some of these, and to show you how to grow them in pebbles. So same again, a bit more charcoal than that, but then that's all I've got. Okay, bit of charcoal, not these, the pebbles. Put a few in the bottom, that's enough, maybe a few more. And I'll run inside and bring out some Narcissi. One's Chinese sacred
that's not...
Ziva.
No, Chinese sacred is the one with the white flower, the yellow centre.
Little yellow centre, that's right.
Yeah, and Ziva is like, it's like a pure
white. Okay, here we go. So we don't need these, we take those off, and you place them in the bowl. Wasn't expecting that to happen. So that's what happens with live filming. So there we go. We just take off the skins and put them in like so. So they're sitting nicely. We don't take off all of these, but we do take that off because that'll take away the energy from the main bowl. And just put them into like so. I'll leave that one on. That looks big parent one. Take these off. They're no good. Put that in there. Right, I've just got enough. That's lucky. Put those in there. One more will do. Right, so it's roughly evenly spaced. They can be actually touching because they're not going to be in there a long time. And then we get the rest of the pebbles. Sprinkle. You don't have to use the leaker pebbles. You can use stones, shiny pebbles, you know, river wash, that sort of stuff. Or you could use the white chippings. You know, if you want a bit more variation. But the charcoal at the bottom, same again, will keep the water from going smelly. There we are. Just like so. So they're just poking out the top. Maybe another couple, you know. I could do this for hours, you know. And then, same again, place them on a saucer, just in case they do drip out the bottom and ruin the table or whatever you're going to put them on. And all of a sudden they start to grow. Keep them moist. Put some water in now. Get some water. Put a little drop of water in now to start them off. Activate them, you know. And then keep them topped. Not a lot of water, but make sure they don't dry out. When they've actually grown up and got some leaves on, if the leaves go a bit droopy, you know it's not enough water. You can add a bit more. That's fine. So that's another one done. Ever so easy. And then we're going to go with growing something in a bowl with no holes again. I would use hyacinths, but I'm not going to touch any. I don't want to. Yeah, I could use some of this. So we're going to get the cold fibre. Open up the bag. Back to this one again. I'll just get a pair of scissors to open the bag, as it's very tough. I'm not as strong as I used to be. Same again. Put that there. Here's some I had earlier. Same again, these are paperwork, but they could be daffodils, you know, they don't have to be paperwork. If they were daffodils, say tete-a-tete, something like that, then you'd have to put them in the dark. So, two different types of thing. Make it a nice odd number. Okay, like so. And then we top up with the old fibre again. You do exactly like this, you don't cover them. Just have the tops poking out. Hopefully. Just showing out the top. I could wear gloves to put on hyacinths, but a lot of you out there most likely know if you touch hyacinths they've got like an itching powder on and it's very uncomfortable. Right, that's it. Looks nothing at the moment. These can go in the dark, same again for about 2 months. Cool and dark place, little drop of water, not too much because they've got no holes in the bottom. So I suppose in the cool spots you'd most likely water once or twice before you bring them back into the light. That's done as well. Then we're going to go with a flower pot. don't need drainage at the bottom of these flower pots because they've got many holes. Get the soil, we're going to take the top off. Again, stick bag. We place a little bit in the bottom. Now, we're going to grow this one indoors, just like these, and pulse them. So, a bit more. Okay, and then we're going to use Red Riding Hood. This is a great variety, 8 inches high, 20 centimetres high. Well, it says 12 on there. 8 inches high, 20 centimetres, correct height. Nice red colour. When it's fully open, it's open like a star-shaped flower, and a nice bright red with a very stripy leaf. It's called a green-eyed tulip. Right, love these tulips. So these sit on the top. Same again. If it was outdoors growing, you bury them 4 inches under the soil. I'm going to pull some more in. Too many, but I'll pull some more in. They can touch. Almost. Right, and then a little bit of soil. That'll make it a little bit softer. Just like so, that's it. You know, water them, put them in the dark 2 months, and because it's got drainage, you might have to put more water in at periodically times. Open the cupboard every 2 weeks and check the soil. Other than that, you just bring them out and they're normally ready, maybe 8 to 12 weeks. I just tidy up the mess I just made because I'm not finished with it yet. Okay, right, I've got something over here I quite like. In fact, I like it quite a lot. Okay, I'm going to use these 3 things, and all going to be in a pot, and we're going to grow them in a pot for outdoors, not for indoors this time. When you grow things indoors, like these things I've just done, they're going to flower earlier because you're forcing them a little without the extra heat. You don't need the heat, you just need normal indoor temperatures. Not hot, not central heating or anything like that. Whereas putting them outdoors is completely opposite. You put the soil in, normal soil, not gold fibre, and you'll bury them about 2 to 3 inches down. So let's do it now. We'll get the soil, put that in the bottom. Same again, no need for drainage in a plastic pot. Got more than one hole. Take that out. There you go. Right, we get the muscari, pointed side up, push them in like so. Bit of soil on top. That's done. And you'll plant this outdoors like that. Not with a covering or anything, and they'll flower around about March, April next year. Very easy, and as I say, only tiny, very pretty. Then we go with another pot, bit of soil in the bottom. Oops. With the kind of doctor, and they're only tiny little bulbs. So they need to be a little bit higher in the pot. So here we go, covered about 1 inch only. Finished. Give them a drink outside in the dark. Well, it doesn't have to be in the dark, but outside, away from, say, cats and dogs, you know, foxes, and knock them over, squirrels, things like that, you know. Okay, and I need another pot to put these in because we need something bigger. We'll go down and find a flower pot. I think we just go with an ordinary flower pot, say this green one. 8 inch? No. Oh yeah, 6 inches. Not quite 8 inches. Okay, this will do. Yeah, this one flowers March, April. 12 inches high, 30 centimetres, and sweetly scented. All these narcissus are sweetly scented. Cut that open. Same again. Many holes in the bottom of a plastic pot. No need for drainage. Now these ones need to go deep. So, the soil. If you planted anything like this, tulips, daffodils, whatever, for growing outdoors, when they're deep or when they're under the soil, they need to be they're in the dark, so it saves you putting them in the dark. They're naturally in the dark. You just push them in like so. I can get them all in. So they're about 4 inches covered, and then they're so simple, you know. An idiot could do this. Alright, plenty out there. Just pop that on slowly. Poke it down a little bit. Firm them, make sure there's no air pockets. And that will straighten up naturally, you know. Put those in, a bit more soil. I'll get some labels on these later, otherwise we won't know what they are. No need for food pebbles or anything like that. It's got all the food storage inside. This is the good thing. So easy. Done. Also, I'll take some labels and some pen. We're going to mark them, otherwise we'll all forget by the spring what they are. Got these nice little plastic labels, marker pen. Make sure you use a permanent marker because if they're in the sun it will just bleach them out. What have we got here? Let's get the spelling. Got Narcissus. Yep. Then we're going to go with Kynodoxa. So which one's that? Here's the Kynodoxa because it's close to the surface. I can feel them now. Should have done it while I was doing it, you know. What can I say? This one is the Muscari. Okay, don't need to do anything with those really, because you can see what they are. I'll put one in the tulips. Do these need them? That's paper white. I'll just put down paper white, it's easy. What is it now? It's 26th of September, October, November. Flower well before Christmas. And you can keep doing, you can do some in succession. So when these are about halfway up, you can do another lot. So when these are in flower, these will be a little bit behind, not too bad. A1, paperwork. There we go, that's enough. I'm not going to do it anymore. We know they're paperwork, you can see them. The only other thing to tell you is everything while you're going to force indoors with a hole in the bottom, you should put a saucer underneath to catch any drips. Otherwise you'll make a mess of the cupboard or wherever you're going to store them. Okay, well that's it for now. We'll come back to this later in the year to see the progress of how they're doing indoors and outdoors. But that's it for now because it's 4:30 and it's time to go. And one more thing before I go, I forgot. Cheers. Have a nice one. And don't forget, this is where it is.